Okay, let's jump right into this explainer and tackle what is honestly the ultimate financial dilemma for young adults. When you're just starting to really build your life, get your career going, and establish yourself. It's a question we literally hear all the time.
And right out of the gate, I actually have a bit of a confession to make. For over a year, I gave people one very specific piece of advice: clear your debt before you invest a single dollar. I mean, it sounds incredibly responsible, doesn't it? It feels safe. It's exactly what our parents told us to do. But I was wrong. It is absolutely not always the right move. So today, I want to take you along on my own personal journey of discovery here. We're going to dive into the honest math that completely flipped my perspective and figure out exactly when you should invest first and when you absolutely need to destroy that debt to secure your future.
So picture this situation. You're a young adult, you are juggling an entry-level salary, maybe you've got some lingering student loans or credit cards hanging around from college, and you're feeling that intense, heavy pressure to start investing. It's overwhelming, right? But you finally manage to scrape together an extra $100 a month after paying rent and buying groceries. The big $1 million question is, do you throw this $100 at your debt or do you put it straight into the stock market? Honestly, most people just guess out of sheer exhaustion. And a lot of financial advice just rigidly picks one side and sticks to it blindly. But we're not going to do that. We're going to run the real numbers side by side to find the actual truth. Let's set up a realistic baseline. Think of a typical $5,000 student loan sitting at a 5% interest rate. In scenario A, you aggressively throw your extra $100 at the loan every single month. Because you're paying extra, you knock it out in just 3 years, and you end up saving about $920 in interest. That feels pretty great, right? Then, once it's paid off, you take that same $100 and invest it every month for the remaining 27 years of a 30-year timeline. Okay, now let's look at scenario B. Here, you just pay the absolute minimum on your loan, just taking your time with it. But you invest your extra $100 in the stock market right from day one, assuming a historical 7% return over those same 30 years. Are you ready for the difference? Because it is staggering. By choosing scenario B and investing first, you actually net $21,780 more than if you had paid off the debt first. Seriously, think about that for a second. Over 21 grand in completely free wealth just by changing the order of where you put your $100. There's no extra work involved. That is the shocking, undeniable advantage of compound interest over time. Your money is working so incredibly hard for you in the market that it easily outpaces the extra interest you're paying on that student loan. The magic of compounding is very real, and it heavily rewards the people who start early. When you break the outcomes down side by side, it's wild. That $920 in interest you saved in scenario A, the savings you got by paying off the debt early, it gets completely dwarfed by the long-term investment returns in scenario B. We are talking about a net total of nearly $120,000. The slow, steady growth of the market just totally overpowers the small savings you get from paying off low-interest debt early. The bottom line here? When the interest rate on your loan is low, the math heavily, heavily favors investing.
Okay, but hold on, time out. There is a catch, a really, really big one. This math only works because the student loan was at 5%, which is lower than that expected 7% market return. What if you're dealing with a 20% credit card? Well, that flips the math completely upside down. See, paying off a 20% credit card gives you a guaranteed 20% return on your money. And let me tell you, absolutely nothing in the stock market can guarantee you that kind of return. Just as compound interest works miracles for your investments, high credit card interest compounds aggressively against you. It literally eats away your wealth every single month you carry a balance. High interest debt isn't just an annoyance, it is a financial emergency.
So, using this math, we can build a super clear, simple guide for your money based on your specific loan type. Got a student loan at 4% or a car loan at 3%? Easy. Invest first. Have a credit card sitting at 18%? Destroy that debt immediately. Seriously, treat it like your house is on fire. And what if you have a personal loan right at exactly 7%? Well, that's kind of the gray zone. Going with a 50-50 split between debt and investing is your absolute best bet there. Knowing the exact rate on your specific debt is the key to unlocking your best financial move. It all really boils down to this rapid-fire mental checklist. I call this the 7% rule. It is an incredibly simple yet ridiculously empowering little mental model to keep in your back pocket. Below 7%, invest first. Above 7%, destroy the debt first. Exactly 7%, split it. Having this permanent tool allows you to make mathematically sound choices immediately without second-guessing yourself or getting paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong move. You officially have the ultimate cheat code for the debt versus investing dilemma. Section 2. The psychology factor. Why math isn't everything.
Because look, as much as I absolutely love spreadsheets and pure numbers, we are human beings. We aren't robots running algorithms. We have to acknowledge the heavy psychological reality of carrying debt around, especially when you are just trying to get your life established. Let's talk about financial mental peace. It's that profound psychological relief, the restored energy, and the sharper decision-making that stems directly from being completely debt-free. The constant background stress of debt actively sabotages your long-term financial motivation. It drains your focus when you're at work, it creeps into your sleep, and it severely limits your ability to take exciting, lucrative career risks, like, say, starting a business or moving to a totally new city for a massive promotion.
Debt weight limits your choices. Debt freedom buys mental peace. Let's make this real for a second. Imagine staying in a toxic job you absolutely hate, purely because you desperately need that reliable biweekly paycheck just to make your minimum loan payments. That right there is the true cost of debt. The spreadsheet simply doesn't capture that trapped, suffocating feeling. In the real world, some people actually earn significantly more money in their careers and invest so much better over their lifetime when they aren't carrying that daily, heavy stress around in their backpack. The absolute relief and freedom of being completely debt-free can sometimes be worth infinitely more than a mathematically perfect investment strategy. Section 3. The hybrid solution. Achieving financial mastery.
So how do we balance this? We need an action-oriented approach that honors both the undeniable mathematical truth of compound interest and our very real human need for psychological progress. If your debt is under that 7% line, here's my honest recommendation: the 80-20 split. Take your extra $100, put 80% of it, so $80, straight into investing, and use the remaining 20% as an extra debt payment. You win mathematically by letting the vast majority of your money grow in the market, but you still get that immense psychological satisfaction of actively crushing your debt faster every single month. It's the best of both worlds.
Let's map out a quick step-by-step habit loop so you can put this all into practice today. Step 1, identify your debt interest rate. Go look at your statements right now. Step 2, apply the 80-20 rule for any rates under 7%. Step 3, aggressively destroy any debt over 7%. Consistently applying this kind of financial discipline, even with just $100 a month, builds a really profound sense of life mastery. It's not just about the math anymore. It's about proving to yourself that you are the architect of your own future. The exact direction you choose actually matters a little less than the unyielding discipline of simply starting and sticking to the plan. So to wrap up this explainer, I've got to ask you, are you team invest first or team debt first? What is your actual interest rate number? I really invite you to dig in, uncover your own numbers today, and take immediate control of your financial future. Because I promise you, once you know the honest math, the power to build real lasting wealth is entirely in your hands.